Hi everyone, I'm doing my reflection on Elvis and on his music and the gift that it has been to my life. So this is a 5-set CD from the 60s. It's the Masters series, and Elvis's music has been an inspiration for me. So in all my difficulties that I've gone through in Canada, in my life, even in my childhood, I've always had a connection to music. I took piano lessons as a kid and I learned music. I learned how to coordinate my body. I couldn't do this, what I'm doing now. My piano teacher used to walk behind me and she used to hold my hands and get me to do this. So I put a video on Facebook, but they are going to delete it after 30 days. So I'm recording this so that I can upload it and put it on YouTube and keep it for myself, so that if they do delete it, I can re-upload it. So anyway, Elvis's music has been a saving grace in my life. I've been through a tough time in Canada, and I came here from England, but for some reason, adjusting from England to here has been a challenge for me. So in England, we went out for drinks with a team. We did everything together. We were treated with respect. And also, if people were rude to us, we could be rude back to them. In North America, if people are rude to us, they tell us, you don't be rude back to them. I'm like, why? If they're not going to treat me with any dignity or respect, why do you expect me to treat them? They have to treat us with respect too. But it's been quite the adjustment living in Canada. And for a long time, all I got was contract work. And I felt very disrespected when Credit Suisse COO went around telling everyone that their VP was hoping to be friends with me. Because I was very clear with her. I was very clear with my team that I did not want to be his friend. And this music is the thing that saved my faith, if not my life. Because I would be sitting at home and I was all by myself. No family came, no friends came, nobody came to stay with me. Nobody said, hey Belinda, you know what, you've been through a rough time. If you want to come and spend time, we're here for you, come anytime. Nobody did that for me. So I was like, well, I just have to get on with it. All the arrangements were made for me, just like all the arrangements were made for Princess Diana, that, oh, we'll take her and we'll just leave her in the psychiatric care until she gets better. Now, I didn't know this, but who told me? Constable Summers. When I came back from my trip in America and I had reported what was happening, he said to me, Belinda, it's your family. I said, you told me this was going to stop. And you told me in front of 2 witnesses that this was going to stop. And it hasn't stopped. So what do you expect me to do? And he just put his head down. I said to him, if anything happens to me, it's on you. Because you told me this was going to stop and it hasn't stopped. And even now, if I'm going to the tennis or I'm going somewhere, then, oh, they're having me tracked. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do what I want, because they're wasting taxpayers' money, first of all, and they're wasting my time. Why do they upset me and upset my mom and upset what I'm trying to accomplish with my life? Because they are not comfortable with what I'm doing. They have not had to live in Canada. They have not had to face the barriers I've faced. And this music is the thing that has helped me. And people say, oh, you can't get better with music. Yes, you can. Elvis's music has solfeggio frequencies in it. And that's something I discovered recently. The solfeggio frequencies are something that has come out of Catholic tradition. They used to teach with that music in the schools in England, because they did it for the general population, especially for children who were suffering, who were getting anxiety attacks. They used it for healing. And I used to sit and listen. I had my other music on. It always used to change to Elvis's gospel sessions. Lead me, guide me, The Lighthouse, How Great Thou Art, all that music used to come on. And I used to post it on LinkedIn. And that music has helped me. It strengthened my faith. It strengthened me in knowing who Elvis was as a person, what his life was about. He was born in a shack. And from that, he came up. He may not have had everything he wanted in terms of what he accomplished, but he made the most of a bad situation. And that's what I've had to learn to do. I don't have any money in my bank account. I don't have anything to retire on. It's not my fault. I did all the right things. I followed the right things. I could have said, I'm going to stay a garbage person, just willing to be content and take out the garbage. I'm going to listen to everyone else. I'm not going to study. I'm not going to get my master's. I'm not going to get my HR designation. I'm not going to go to Rotman. I'm not going to do it. Those were the messages that were coming from the extended family. Just do anything. And when I met people in the church, when I talked to the sisters of St. Joseph, they were the ones who encouraged me. So until I can get the position I want in a church, I'm happy. At least I've got a permanent job. Not that I didn't try in banking. I tried. I didn't get the support. Other people got support, but I didn't get the support to get something permanent once TD let me go. And the music is very important to me, because without that music, I'm not sure I would have pulled through it. I used to sit and listen to it, and I used to take it in and let it nurture my faith and nurture my life. And I get really angry. It's very hard for me coming from Africa to hear how people complain about, oh, they left Africa and they went to America and it was so hard. Yes, it is hard. But you know what? We had it harder. We didn't have the basics sometimes. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have water. I studied by candlelight. And then they deliberately put me through the same shifts that my uncle's wife went through. But I did those shifts before. When I was at university, I had shifts that finished late at night. I used to get the security guard to work me home. They treated me, my aunt told me, she didn't think I was capable of holding a job. She didn't think I was capable of making decisions. She didn't even think I was capable of paying my bills. She told me to my face. And I said to her, what are you talking about? I have been doing it. It's just that I can't get a job. And she hurt my mom. She hurt my mom and she hurt me. And she's still continuing to hurt me. And I said, no, you are wrong. When Officer Summers asked me, do you want to get better? I was in a state of shock. I said, yes, of course, because at the time my back was hurting. I was having difficulty getting up and sitting down. It was all the stress. I get very, very frightened because of what the police did to our people in Africa. I wasn't sick. And people say to me, oh, we hope you stay well. I hope they stay well too. Because there was no support. Nobody helped open doors for me. Nobody helped me to get jobs. I wasn't sick. I wasn't mentally unstable. They were going to take me and put me in Sunnybrook and leave me there. And who told me? Officer Summers. He said, they made all the arrangements. They've got a lawyer. I said, what? He said, did they not talk to you, Belinda, about anything? I said, no, they did not. And he's like, I don't want to see you here again. Please go. Don't come back here. I got up one time. I thought the meeting was over. He said, sit down. I'm not finished. I'll arrest you. So, I mean, if a woman is going through all this and on top of that you have to deal with that, obviously you're going to get frightened. I was never living in fear. If I was living in fear, I wouldn't have survived being in South Africa, where a woman gets raped every 3 minutes, if not more. I wouldn't have survived going to school there, at university, navigating their systems. I wouldn't have been able to travel. I wouldn't have come to Canada on my own, found my own apartments, found my jobs, found recruiters, helped other people. So it's very insulting for my aunt's family to tell me that I'm living in fear. I don't know where they got that impression of me from. I tell my mom if I'm going out or I'm doing something so that she knows. is not living in fear. Any normal person keeps in touch with their family and tells them. So I'm not the abnormal one. And I told my doctor, I'm not going back there. He said, they don't want to change the report. I said, let them leave it like that then. I'm not going back there because I told the truth. They'll find something else. So that music really helped me because I was on my own. Even now, they have family gatherings, people are coming. They don't reach out and say, hey, Belinda, everyone's coming. Do you want to join in? So I'm like, fine. My mom also told me, don't bother anymore. Don't reach out. Don't ask them. You do what you can. You go, enjoy your life, do other things. And even in my childhood, that's what used to happen. They used to leave me and I used to sit and listen to my Elvis. And then they used to come home. They used to say, we're going, we're not taking you. So they hurt me. But I think when we grew up, when we're adults, I thought they would change. I thought they would include me. They would call me and say, hey, everybody's coming. Why don't you join in? No, it's still the same. So I'm like, forget it. I listen to my music. It strengthens my faith. It helps me to learn from Elvis's life. I don't have too many other records. I have a few Phil Collins. I have music that I grew up with in Zimbabwe that my mom sent to me. And some of it got lost, like some of my ABBA music. But I have a few of those. I have Gloria Estefan. The rest is all Presley. If you look at my collection, it's all Elvis Presley's music. And my priest also told me there's nothing wrong with it. If you intercede when we talk to people who are now in the heavenly realm, I say, God, thank you for Elvis's music. I say, Elvis, thank you for your music. Thank you for your life. Thank you that I can learn from you. Thank you that you've told me to be careful. Because it matters. Even my friend in England, she told me, there's nothing wrong with it because your dad, Elvis, they all in that heavenly realm now. You can reach out to them. And I get really angry when I hear people say, oh, we were all alone, we didn't have anyone, we struggled. Yes, you struggled, but we struggled more. We didn't have doctors, we didn't have healthcare, we didn't have lights, we didn't have water. We went through years of drought. I get really, really angry with the Americans. Because, I mean, there's no compassion for what I went through. There's no sense of mercy. And then they don't even ask for forgiveness. They just say, we are right and you are wrong. And even if they ask, they don't mean it because they do the same thing again and again and again. So I just keep away now. I'm grateful at least I've got a job. I don't know what's going to happen when I retire because I don't have any money. I don't have any savings. But who knows? If God calls me home tomorrow, I won't have to worry about that. The artists put their lives on the line for us. Artists like Elvis, they called it devil's music. He had the black singers with him. He broke boundaries. Artists like Bono, they fought with the governments to have those Live Aid concerts. They didn't just give it to them. Bono fell off his bicycle and he got hurt when they were filming those concerts. And I went back to them because my sense of responsibility will not allow me. I don't have money to give, but at least I can use my voice. And there are some ministers that follow us. There are some ministers that follow me on Twitter, on LinkedIn. They watch my posts. They want our personal stories. They want to know what inspired us to get involved in that. But it's him. At the end of the day, if there's no Bono, there's no One campaign. And I used to post messages to him saying, Bono, please come out. We need you. Don't give up. Don't walk away. Because he was in a place where he was ready to give up. And I got irritated when his tickets went on sale for thousands of dollars and we couldn't afford them. Us volunteers in Canada, unlike in the US, were not given the privilege of being there at his book launches. We didn't get any time with him. So I left them for a while. But I decided to go back because at least I can use my voice. I can use my anger. I can use it in a positive way instead of letting people bringing me down. I mean, it's insulting to be told that a person thinks you can't hold a job and you can't even pay your bills. It's insulting for somebody who has educated themselves, who has held 3 jobs at a time, who has gone out, who has found contracts, who has had to step into roles and just hit the ground running with no support. I was very, very hurt. And it took me a long, long time to get to this place where I can speak about it and where I can just say to my mom, I'm okay now. But it hurts. It hurts. And to be told I'm ungrateful for what people did for me. They made me do the same shifts that my aunt did, and they were talking to my employers about what they went through. So they made me go through it. They didn't realize that because I don't complain, I did shifts like that. I used to finish late at night at Wits. I used to get the security guards to walk me home. I got attacked outside my residence once when I came back from ballroom dancing. So do I say, oh, I hope they get attacked too? I hope they have to go through what I go through? It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong what they did to me. And I'm not my mom. I'm not my mom. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. I'm not going to say the only way is to go back to Africa, because it isn't. I just needed a little bit of love and support, and I didn't get it when I needed it. I found it in my music, I found it in my faith. Even when I asked people to come for my 50th birthday to celebrate with me, people didn't want to come. So that's fine. I'm still a beautiful human being. I still have God's blessing over my life, and things are very, very tough, but I'm still here. I'm still on this planet. Sophie Trudeau went through a similar thing, but with her, she has a real issue that she's talking about and how she's healed. With me, I just needed a little bit of support. I needed stability. I needed a little bit of love and compassion instead of what I got. But that's life. I found an artist and I found his love for me, and I'm back to listening to his music, and he is my inspiration, and he is in that heavenly realm fighting for me and fighting for my faith, because I could have given up. I could have stopped going to church. I could have stopped reading my Bible. I could have stopped praying. I could have done all those things. But it's his music. It's his music and it's his life that has helped me.